What is good? What is good? I appreciate everybody joining me on live. Appreciate everybody joining me on YouTube Live, everybody watching on the gram. I want you guys to hit the link in my bio. Come join us on YouTube right now. On YouTube Live, everybody watching on. Let me get my audio situated for today's live stream. Everybody right now watching on the gram, hit that link in my bio and come join me on YouTube right now. We got an exclusive live video going down. You heard we got an exclusive live video going down. So everybody watching me on the gram, hit the link in my bio and I'll see y'all on YouTube. Peace out, y'all. All right, that's what's up. Doing a little bit last minute promo. Doing a little bit of last minute promo on Instagram before we get started. You know, we got some shit to talk about today. Had to come and get y'all. Had to get y'all today for a double edition of Mikey T, the Movie Star podcast. That is right, you guys. I said a double edition of the Mikey T, the Movie Star podcast. I will be going live again tonight at 10:30, you guys. We got epic conversation today, period, man. Point blank, period. We have epic conversation. On the way in, I need everybody to hit that like button. I need y'all to share this video, hit the like button, hit the chat. Let me know what city and state you're tapping in from. Today we got two. Right now I'm smoking on some 5-star. I got that 5-star on deck right now. It's like a sour. It's a sativa type brand. It's a sativa type brand of chronic. One second, y'all. Everybody keep on hitting that like button. Let me know what city you're tapping in from. I want to know what cities. I want to know what cities and state mess with the Mikey T, the Movie Star podcast. BU Game God says Omaha, Nebraska is in the building. All right, that's what I like to hear, man. We got different people tapping in from different areas. That's the most important thing. Let me get everything situated here in my studio. Let me get everything situated in my studio for today's live video. Definitely got some things to tap in. Definitely got some things to tap in about tonight, including Tiny Draws breaking down the whole situation. Tiny Draws broke down the whole situation that happened with Wack 100. And also, Wack 100 responded. So we're going to be going over all that today. We got Chirac. We got Chirac on the tap in. San Francisco on the tap in. Elizabeth, New Jersey. Okay, I love it. We got Jersey, Cali, Illinois. We got Indianapolis, Indiana in the building. All right. Chi-Town's in the building. Chi-Town's in the building. That's right, Jay Robinson. Appreciate you for tapping in. You know I got love for Chirac. You know I got love for Chirac. I made a point in my career to work with some of the growing artists out of Chicago very early on. I'm talking about SD. I'm talking about this man as well.
Lil Durk gonna rock with Mikey T, the movie star. You already know how you rocking, man. 300. Rock with Mikey T, the movie star. You already know how you rocking, man. 300.
So when people want to talk about being on top of the talent before they actually blow up, if people want to talk about actually knowing who the artists are that are on the rise in this game, you guys, I keep my ear to the street. I've been doing it since 2009. We're like 12, 13 years in this shit, you guys. Pittsburgh, what's going on? Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the building tonight. Brooklyn, what up, Brooklyn? Appreciate you for tapping in all the way from Brooklyn, New York. That's what's up, AP. Jackson, Michigan, a.k.a. Prison City. All right, I'm learning something new every day. Tommy Bills, what's popping, man? Appreciate you for tapping in. Also, let me know what strain you're blazing. I'm smoking on some sativa, so you know I'm getting right for today's stream. Sativa keeps you going. And everybody, do me a favor, share this video. Everybody, do me a favor, share this video. Make sure you support the channel. Make sure you hit that like button. We got some interesting topics. Gillie did an interview. Gillie and Wallow did a dope interview with Southside, one of the most recognized producers. You know what I mean? One of the most recognized producers with a catalog of hits. So they brought him on the show. Southside had actually just done Vlad as well with Shirley Zhu. So Southside's been making his rounds when it comes to media. He's been making his rounds. He's been doing a lot of interviews. We saw him get into a little bit of a couple different exchanges over females, mostly reported on the Shade Room, mostly reported on Media Takeout. You know what I'm saying? So we saw him get into a few different altercations. But it was great to hear him actually speaking on his come up, the way he first got the opportunity to get a computer, the way he first got an opportunity to record with the likes of Waka Flocka coming up in the game through Wooda Kid. You know what I mean? A real genuine rise in the industry. So it was great to hear from Southside. But Gillie had a few things in this interview that he wanted to address aside from Southside, y'all. Gillie took issue with the fact that Rick Ross commented on his beef with Lil Wayne. That's right, you guys. That's right. Rick Ross actually commented on the Lil Wayne beef with Gillie the Kid. Not back in the day. You know what I mean? Not back in the day, but more recently. More recently, Rick Ross commented on it when that whole spectacle had happened, y'all. The whole spectacle around Lil Wayne and Gillie the Kid meeting up for the first time in a number of years. That whole story hit the internet. Gillie pretty much said that Wayne was galloping away. He pretty much said Wayne shook his hand and dipped out. You know, that was the story that hit the internet. A lot of people were thinking, oh, damn, Lil Wayne's on some spooked out shit. Lil Wayne's on some spooky shit. You know what I mean? A lot of people were thinking that until the footage dropped. The footage was dropped. Mac Main, Lil Wayne's right-hand man, actually put it on his page. It's not going to go on Lil Wayne's page. Lil Wayne is a multi-millionaire. Lil Wayne is somebody that is just too important to be indulging in beef on his main page. You know, so I would have never seen that actually dropping on Lil Wayne's page. But in all honesty, Mac Main stepped up when a lot of other people wouldn't have. You know what I mean? When a lot of other people wouldn't have, Mac Main stepped up. He released the footage, and it was a brief encounter, and both men parted ways. Rick Ross commented on this. Rick Ross actually commented on this yet. Gorilla Glue. Okay, you smoking on that Gorilla Glue, bro? Is that number 4, though? Is it GG4 or what? Let me know. Is it that GG4? Let me know. Oh, damn, I really didn't. Really didn't. Oh. Phoenix, Arizona, Team Dark Low, free AR Rab. Damn right. Damn right. Appreciate you for tapping in all the way from Phoenix, Arizona. We got Rochester, New York. We got Rochester, New York in here, man. I can feel it. I can feel the love, man. I can feel the love coming in, to be honest with you guys, man. I can feel it out there. Y'all is a real audience. We got people tapping in from all over the country. We got people tapping in from all over the country. Let me see. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you let me know what city you're tapping in from. There we go. Let me get some. Let me get some energy. Lawrence Mass in the building. Lawrence Mass, Jakarta, Indonesia. Okay. Jackson, Michigan, as I said. Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee's up in here. Memphis, Tennessee, salute. Appreciate you. Appreciate you tapping in from Memphis, Tennessee. Let's see. Come over here. Smoke break, cheesecake. Cheesecake, okay. This is Bunjo said, I just seen 50 Cent live in Germany. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Jersey City. Jersey City. What's up? Would you scrap? What's up? Would you scrap? Oh, that shit's over, Dane. That shit's been over, bro. Homie came in and apologized and all that. It's all good. What's up, Croatia? What up? What up? What up? Appreciate you, man. I appreciate all the love. Much love to Chicago. Humboldt Park. Is Perez IP. Much love to you on the tap in today. Tyson Garcia, that's my bro right there. We're going to get started with the video in just a couple minutes, y'all. We got some shit to go over tonight, man. Wack 100 says Tiny Draws set him up. We got the whole story. We got the whole story. We've got the whole story. I got the whole breakdown. I've got Wack 100's response as well. In the building, LA to Cali. I'm going to put up a poll. Do y'all agree with Gillie? Are y'all in agreement with Gillie right now? Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think. Appreciate you, Bunjo. Much love. Much love. Elton, he says, I F's with your channel. I have some of my boys follow you. Shout out from Memphis. Appreciate that. And love from Jersey. Appreciate both of that, man. Alicia, Lily's in the building. What's going on? What's going on? Today, I got the complete breakdown from both sides. Plus, Gillie the Kid went wild. Gillie the Kid went wild today, you guys, and we're going to be discussing it. Gillie the Kid went in on Rick Ross. He went absolutely in, and apparently it goes back to the whole altercation that played out with Lil Wayne. If you would even call it that, I would really just call it a handshake, to be honest with you guys. I would honestly call it a handshake, to be 100% honest with you guys. Let me get this post up on my gram real quick. Post. Oh, no, let's do a story. Let me see. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy that Gillie the Kid felt the need to actually ether. Would you call it an ether? I mean, when somebody disses you from the most major podcast on the internet, you know what I mean? $1 million worth of game is pretty much the biggest podcast on the internet, you guys. And Gillie the Kid just let Rick Ross he just let Rick Ross have it. You know what I mean? He just let him. You are the type of guy that used to walk up Wallow. We're going to get into it all in just a second. We're going to get into it all in just a second, you guys. Mikey. Tyson Garcia says, who cares if Rick Ross was a correctional officer? He had a job before he was a rapper. Yeah, that's what Rick Ross said. But one of the issues, Tyson, is how long it took him to say that. One of the issues was actually the fact that Ross wouldn't just come out and tell the world the truth. You know what I mean? That was one of the main issues. He actually tried to fake it. He actually tried to fraud when it came to that. Much love to Hartford, Connecticut. Much love to Hartford, Connecticut. Appreciate you for tapping in tonight. That's my state right there. CT, baby. CT's in the building tonight. So let's get into a little bit of this news here. Tiny Draws. Tiny Draws went in on Wack 100. Tiny Draws said, when we went in the garage, it was 10 minutes prior to Cuz jumping off the stage, meaning Wack 100. That's the crazy part. It was actually alleged, they were saying in this Clubhouse chat, it was alleged that he was taking Kanye West to the car. Tiny Draws said, no, he wasn't. He had just walked from taking Kanye to the stage, and he was walking off the stage. You know, first and finally, last time, Kanye West would never be in a Dodge, Hellcat, Dodge, whatever. A Dodge, not a foreign whip, for anybody who was saying anything about that. It's not a foreign vehicle. It's made in America. Kanye West was not in a Dodge. Will you stop with the madness? Dudes is in foreigns. Now, shout out to the Jeep. Shout out to the Chevy guys. You know, it's popular. So, Tiny Draws is like, he was walking up the stairs. Corrupt was going down the stairs to perform, and we so happened to run across Cuz, and he's coming up, and it's like how the stairs curve. He's basically explaining the whole situation. Now, Corrupt, the Dog Pound rapper, who is heavily associated with the Rollin' 60 Crips, Corrupt had all of Wack's enemies with him pretty much. As they're saying, Wack ran into Corrupt. Wack is thinking, I'm here with Corrupt. I'm Gucci. That's what he was thinking. You know what I mean? Because Corrupt is there performing with the game. I'm here with someone from the 60s. It'll keep the heat off of me. Is this the logic that Wack 100 was going with, you guys? Is this Wack 100's logic? Because they didn't respect it. You know, we don't care who you're here with, Wack. Just speaking in terms. We don't care who you're showing up with. We don't give a damn if you're showing up with a semi-famous rapper. We don't care if you're showing up with somebody on the set list. But a lot of people out there would think that would keep them safe. That was the situation here. They didn't respect it. They're like, we don't care who you're with. We're not going to bang on them. They're from our hood. We're not denying that. Nobody's denying dudes is from their hood. Some of the dudes that mess with Wack 100, sure. We're not banging on them. We're coming for you. We're coming for you. Sometimes it doesn't matter who you show up with. It's pretty simple. Sometimes it doesn't matter who you show up with at these events. He said, why didn't you leave out the front door? If you're not running away from anything, you know what I mean? So Tiny Draws is like, soon as he walked up, he got dope faded. And then he got hit again. I might have messed up that one word. I couldn't really understand Tiny Draws, but he said something dope faded. And then he got hit again. And then one of the securities that was with him pump faked. Wack security pulled the pump fake, you guys, like he had the blower. And then they took off running. They pump fake like they got the blower, and then they took off running. It makes complete sense. Listen to what Tiny Draws is breaking down here. They ran off all the way back to the stage. We chased them all the way down the hallway. Now, Wack 100 in his response, which we're going to be getting into, you guys, the Gillie stuff is coming up later as well. Wack 100 says the whole hallway was red. If the whole hallway was red, why are you running to security? Why aren't you just running to the comfort zone of your homies? Period. So they ran all the way back to the stage. We chased them all the way down the hallway. Share this video, man. Share this video. Let's go. We got some great content to cover tonight. He said, why didn't you leave out the front door? Why didn't you leave out the front door? If you're not running away, why don't you leave out the front entrance? Why are you looking for alternate exits? Why are you looking for another way to get up out of there, man? Why are you looking for secret ways out through the speakers? You know what I mean? The fire exits, the different corridors, trap doors. What are you looking for here, Wack? I mean, I understand you know the building better than these guys, but they've got eyes. They're looking at you. They can see where you're going, and then they figure out where they want to go. You know, just because you're going to sneak through a trap door through the stage and exit through the back, thinking it's sweet, heading to the garage. So you got set up because you got caught in the garage. Newsflash, everybody gets caught in the garage. Everybody gets caught outside of their shows. That's how it happens. This isn't something that's really predetermined in that essence. It's just something that is known. Like, yo, you're going to catch them in the garage if they make it out of there. Yeah, we're going to have some people in the garage. We're going to have some people waiting out front. It just goes. It's just another step. So let me get back to this here, you know, because it's like it's like freaking fire exits were actually probably made for dudes like Wack 100. You know what I mean? The front entrance is where the real ones leave. You know what I mean? The front entrance is where the real ones leave through. Just saying, unless we're talking about Club Live. But I'm talking about any nightclub. You come in through the front door, you leave through the front door. I'm talking Mansion, I'm talking Story. Some of these clubs you do leave through the back. I've left through the back. You know what I'm saying? I've left all these major nightclubs through the back. Just saying. I've done it, you guys, so I can give you guys some insight to it. What's up, my guy? The mayor is in the building. Iceberg said that he should have went through the sewer like Master Splinter. Well, he's not Master Splinter, Iceberg. If you remember, Gillie said that Wack works for Master Splinter. He said he works for Master Splinter. That's the thing. So Tiny Draws is like they ran to their security. Security was trying to stop us from getting on the stage. They got bogarted. We bogarted them. They're already hopping off stage. Whatever their little plan was, whatever they got out from down there at the bottom of the stage area is exactly where the dudes ran to. Cuz went and got his car. The show wasn't over. DJ Quick didn't perform. He left an hour or two before. He said he left an hour or two before it was over, and we stayed. He knows it. And I'm glad that this was actually brought up because DJ Quick is treetop. He's official. He's more official than Wack 100 to keep it a buck. He doesn't flaunt it. You know what I mean? He holds more power than Wack. I don't think Wack actually realizes that, but I think Quick probably knew what was going to happen and made himself unavailable in this situation. You know what I mean? Like when Quick had actually sent people to go figure out what the hell was going on with Suge Knight after that whole incident went down. You know what I mean? When Suge Knight popped up at DJ Quick's house at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, like it was the mid-90s. You know what I mean? Trying to strike some fear into somebody. He might have even got the word. I think Quick might have even got the word that the 60s were going to mess up the game's biggest show since The Doctor's Advocate. You know why they didn't care? Because that's one of the prices you got to pay. That's one of the prices you got to pay with the territory. You're cool. but we don't like your mans. We don't like your guy. It's nothing personal towards Game. They even ended up popping bottles. Apparently. Tiny Draws is like, all the BS he's talking. 10 against 1, 18 against 1. What incident is you talking about? Because inside, that dude only ran across me and Pap. Listen to that. Tiny Draws is saying that he only ran across 2 people. We was the first 2 down the stairs. I don't know this dude. I don't know this dude is weird. I don't know none of this rah-rah Cuz is talking about. What he's doing, he's combining 2 stories and making himself seem like Superman, and he knows exactly what he did. He's combining 2 stories, you guys, to make himself look good. That makes a lot of sense that he's combining 2 stories. Sometimes that's going to help you, especially when you're tricking people on the internet. When we get into Wack 100's response, you're going to see how the stories were flipped when he answered it. And I need everybody in here to share this video. I need everybody in here to hit that like button. Make sure y'all do that, man, because this movement is growing to the point where we can't be stopped. Let's go. Hit the like button. Share this video. We're getting back into the content. Tiny Draws kept it real because there's a lot of talk of stomped out, knocked out, drug out. Wack 100 wants to bring up all the little memes with the black and blue eyes and the bruises. He wants to bring up those memes when the people obviously know those memes are fake. We know those memes are fake, but what we know is not fake is the fact that we've only seen one video of you on the internet since this altercation. Tiny Draws says we only hit him 2 or 3 times before his security clutched. He knows it. He got a dude enough time with the little pump fake. And once we realized his security didn't have the blower, they all ran. Like I said, y'all, he said he was with 2 other people. That dude knows what happened. Every dude from Cedar Block that was on stage can tell you exactly what happened. And they know exactly what happened. Effed up part is after that, Game came and partied with us at Deja Vu. Game came and partied with the people. So let me get this. Wack 100 wants to ask, why wasn't CEO Reek there? Can he trust CEO Reek? Can you trust CEO Reek? I don't think that's the question. The Game was partying with the dudes that chased you out of the nightclub. The Game was literally partying with the dudes that chased Wack 100 out of the club. And you manage that, dude? Well, if you look at Wack 100's Instagram page and it says management, none of the people there are the Game. None of the people listed on Wack 100's page are the Game, you guys. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if I'm reading into it a little bit too much. I don't know if they have a different agreement than just management, but also Wack has TrueCar still up there. Maybe TrueCar, maybe Reek, maybe TrueCar should come over to the channel and explain to Mikey T, the movie star, what is going on. Because that's what we do here on the Mikey T, the movie star podcast. We explain what the hell is going on. Each part of it, the beginning, the middle, the end. The controversy, the parts that might not be as interesting, whatever. We cover it all on here, man. What might not be interesting to you is a gem to somebody else. Remember that, you guys. Remember that. So, listen to what Big Draws is saying here. Big Draws said he left all of his artists and everybody on stage. Cuz made a statement talking about, oh, this his stage. So why you exiting from the front of the stage and not the back? This is your stage. This is your event, your venue. I've been to nightclubs, man. I've been to nightclubs with French Montana. I've been to nightclubs with Meek Mill. I've been to nightclubs with Rick Ross, Lil Wayne, Gillie the Kid, all the dudes, man. Dudes be leaving through the front a lot of the times, man. Dudes be leaving through the front a lot of the times. I remember that because I remember the one time that I almost stole a bottle of Bel Air, or not Bel Air, excuse me. It was the Champagne Rose. It was a rosé, and I almost got it out the club because it was the biggest night, y'all. This was that story. It was one of the biggest nights. There was so many bottles of rose there. Wayne, Khaled, Meek, Ross, everybody was there. French Montana, everybody was there that night. And I was leaving. So I seen this bottle of rose just sitting there, and I'm leaving. I'm like, yo, that's a full bottle of rose. I'm taking that shit. So I didn't have a belt on that night. So I just pulled my pants out a little bit and I put the bottle of rose in my pants. And I'm walking out the club. One of the bodyguards spots me, grabs me, because I made one wrong move where the bottle showed. I would have been good if I didn't make this one move. But I was exiting the club so I could be sure to film everybody as well. I was going to go outside and set the bottle of rosé down, you guys, and film French Montana as he was coming out and film whatever stars as they were coming out of the front of the nightclub. That's the point of the story. That's the point of the story, you guys. The artists were coming out of the front of the nightclub. My dude, Xmatic, was walking out with French Montana, and then all the bouncers were surrounding me like, yo, you got to go back inside. You got to go back inside. I think they maybe wanted to make me pay for the bottle or something like that. I was thinking I was about to get arrested, though. So they were trying to pull me back inside, but French Montana and Xmatic walk out, and they were just like, he's good. So they were like, okay. They thought we were like with French Montana. They thought my boy was with French Montana, which he was technically walking out with French. My boy Xmatic be at all the nightclubs. He'd be hanging out with Tiana Taylor and all that type of shit, man. He put me in position to be in all the nightclubs. That was a sticky night, though. Shout out to everybody in Miami that showed me love, like a BB Lewis, Phil the Mayor, all them guys, man. But let's get back into the story, man. Let's get back into the story. I just wanted to share that to let y'all know that dudes do be walking out the front of the club. Sometimes they be locking themselves in the bathroom too, right? So Tiny Draws said he left all of his artists and everybody on stage. Cuds made a statement talking about, oh, that's his stage. So why you exiting from the front of the front and not the back? All that extra dude knocked you out. Nobody knocked you out. All that extra dude knocked you out. Nobody knocked you out. Nobody stomped you out. It was about 2 to 3 hits, and your boy pump faked, and y'all ran. So it's very easy to come on the internet, you guys, and say things didn't happen when you know in your mind that they didn't. Yeah, we understand. Wack probably did not get stomped out. He didn't get jumped. He didn't get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go through all of that shit. But in reality, from what Tiny Draws is saying, 2 to 3 hits. 2 to 3 hits occurred. 2 to 3 hits. There was 30 Pyrus. And he's saying this. He's saying this. This is Tiny Draws saying this. And he's confirming Wack 100 statements. There was 30 Pyrus down the hallway. Like Wack 100 was going to say, y'all are going to hear it in a second. The hallway was red. That dude is weird. That incident with you in the garage had nothing to do with what happened to you inside. Are you seeing that, you guys? Tiny Draws said Wack 100 is combining 2 incidents. He is. He's combining 2 incidents to make himself look good. We've seen Wack 100 do this in the past. We've seen him do it in the past, but right now we're actually I'm seeing it both, and a lot of you that may have already heard it, we're seeing both of these stories kind of line up in certain ways. Tiny Draws story and Wack 100, they're actually lining up. So listen, the incident with you in the garage had nothing to do with what happened to you inside. You ran across 2 sets. There is footage of us crip walking on stage after you jumped off the stage. And then they would go on to party with the game afterwards. These dudes were up there repping on the stage with Corrupt and all them. They were up on the stage with the game after just previously scaring the game's manager off the stage. Can you believe that shit? Can you believe that shit? Adam 22, no jumper. They want to call out situations. They want to say, why didn't the game do anything to stop it? Why didn't the game do anything to stop it? Because this is a casualty of war. This is a casualty of war, you guys. The game, in all honesty, in this situation, he's a non-factor. The game is the artist in this situation. The game is what you call the earner in this situation. If the game did anything to prevent what was to occur, it probably would have been a shutdown, a cancellation for the game. So the game has to remain neutral. The game has to remain neutral because he's cool with Corrupt. He's cool with Wack 100. But I'm just wondering how much pressure. I'm just wondering, you guys, how much pressure is this putting on, the game to actually keep himself aligned? This is actually putting him on so much pressure to keep himself aligned with Wack 100. So let's get back into this here. So there wasn't nobody walking around there with phones. There wasn't nobody walking around there with phones out. We was walking around with Corrupt on stage because it was time to perform. It just so happened that you was walking up the stairs. This dude is a weirdo. He needs to stop all this lying. This is tiny draws, you guys. That's why he don't like telling the whole story. That's all his little cap bait, not clip bait, cap bait, you guys. That's what Tiny Draws said. As long as nobody has the tape, he don't have scars. He can't put it on nobody's dead brother. Tell him to put it on Pyru. Tell him to put it on Pyru. That he didn't get stalled on, not knocked out. It's easy to go on the internet and say you didn't get knocked out. You didn't get drug out. You got stalled on. You got stalled on when they saw you because you thought it was sweet that they knew Corrupt. That industry shit ain't going to save you, man. Everybody thinks, oh, let me get famous. Let me get famous. It'll save me. That's what these dudes really be thinking. It finally came to me. They don't be thinking, let me get my shit out there so I can get money. Let me get my shit out there so I can get rich or die trying. They be thinking, let me get famous so it can save me, so I'll be untouchable. We're going to talk about some shit tonight. Make sure you guys tap in on my live at 10:30 tonight. We're talking about Funk Flex tonight. We're talking about Conway tonight. We're talking about the gatekeepers tonight, you guys. That's what we're discussing. But right now, we're talking about Wack 100, Tiny Draws, Gillie the Kid, and Rick Ross. Hella topics for tonight, man. He says, we was walking around with Corrupt because it was time to perform. It just so happens that you was walking up the stairs. The dude is a weirdo. He needs to stop all of this lying. That's why he don't like telling the whole story. That's all his little cap bait. As long as nobody has tape, he don't have scars. He can't put it on nobody. Okay, so then he said the dudes sat there on video talking about Draws, you're going to do this to me. This is when Tiny Draws talks about the direct altercation with Wack 100. The dude sat there on video talking about, he copped a plea, you guys. Draws, you're going to do this to me? You're going to do this to me? I'm just a blogger. I'm just Mikey T. You're going to do this to me? Why? Why are you doing this to me? I'm Mikey T. Oh, no, I'm sorry, guys. I went a whole nother place with that. So Tiny Draws is like, the dude sat there talking about, Draws, you going to do this to me with my wife in the car? And then you saying solo bolo. And then you're saying you're solo bolo. Your stories aren't adding up. He's a weirdo. all this narrative, Tiny Draws said this. I ain't said a word. I said I knocked him out. I stomped him out. I hadn't said shit. I'm not one of these bloggers. That's why Tiny Draws was talking about the fact when they were walking around backstage, they weren't walking around like all the groupie bloggers, all the groupies walking around with their phones out. Yo, man, I'm waiting for an opportunity to see something. They weren't walking around like that. They're around corrupt. They're around hip-hop royalty. They've been around the block. They have other interests than just filming groupie shit, groupie love, like 50 and G Unit said back in the day. But now he's been pressed. Now he's actually been pressed to actually look. Now he's actually been pressed to jump on a Clubhouse to tell the truth about this situation. He said the dude needs to stop lying. I'm just saying though, he never denied not being punched. He never denied on nobody, said a dude knocked him out. It was only a 3 to 4 second scuffle before your man pump faked. It was Wack plus 3 dudes. It was me, Pac-Man, and we was in front of Corrupt, and his entourage was behind us. We only had 2 dudes with us that was from the hood. Wow, that's a crazy breakdown right there. He basically said that when this altercation, this 3 to 4 second altercation happened with Tiny Draws and Wack 100, Wack was there with 3 people. He was there with Pap. And then they were actually in front of Corrupt, who had his whole entourage literally right behind them, you guys. So this whole shit literally is happening right in front of Corrupt. You know what I mean? Right in front of Corrupt, who actually is going on the stage. He had been invited to by the game to actually perform on the stage. My question is, you guys, why did Wack 100 not walk the Corrupt on stage? Why is Wack 100 walking Kanye West? Why is he walking Lil Wayne? Why is he so worried about walking them to stage, but he's not worried about Corrupt? Very interesting. Probably because he knows who's rolling with Corrupt. Probably because he's very aware of who's rolling with Corrupt. Or maybe it's other reasons, like squeezing opportunities. What can he really squeeze out of Corrupt at this point? You know what I mean? What can he really squeeze out of Corrupt at this point? He's more interested in squeezing Kanye. He's more interested in squeezing Lil Wayne. Yo, Wayne, I want a feature for the game, man. And I got this new artist, Blueface. I'm sorry, Wack. Blueface sucks. Well, can you do it for me? That type of shit, you guys. That type of shit. But Blueface never took off, so Wayne probably would never do the feature. Ooh, I like that, Miguel. You see, he knows Kanye has got them good security guards. But also, Miguel, the fact of the matter is that if he was going to use Kanye's security guards, that would be a good situation. You know what I mean? Sorry, man. B-Lo, my bad, man. You just threw me off. What's popping, bro? What you sipping on, Lily? Sorry, man. We got to get back into this. I'm getting into user comments. Yeah, Flex and Conway, we're talking about that tonight at 10:30, you guys. Make sure y'all tap in. But let's get back into this here. So the dude needs to stop lying. I'm just saying, though, he never denied not being punched. You know what I mean? He never denied not being punched. He never denied on nobody said a dude knocked you out. It was only 3 to 4 second scuffle before your man pump faked it. It was Wack plus 3 dudes. It was me, Pac-Man, and we was in front of Corrupt, and his entourage was behind us. We only had 2 dudes with us that was from the hood. You know, it's kind of crazy because it's like, I'm not doing nothing on video. Everyone keeps screaming this video shit. I'm not with all that. I'm not with all that, Tiny Draws said. He want that shit. He want a dude to go to jail. That's why he keeps screaming out all these names. This is Tiny Draws, you guys. I have not one time jumped on this internet and said, I did this, I did that. Whatever issue a dude's got, we discuss it in the street. And we jump right on here and go to showing his face. Stop the BS, stop the games. Wow. And then he said, Tiny said, tell Blueface to put that on Schoolyard. Tell OT Genesis to put that on Long Beach. Tell K-Boy to put it on 48 Gangsta. Everyone that was there, tell them to put it on their hood. Cuz didn't run. Tell them to put it on their hood that Cuz didn't run. Tell Blueface to put it on Schoolyard. Tell OT Genesis to put it on Long Beach. Tell K-Boy, put it on 48 Gangsta. Everyone that was there, tell them to put it on their hood. Cuz didn't run. Put it on your hood. All them security that worked at Novo, tell them to get on here. Security from Novo, let's go. He knows exactly what he did. He created a scenario that a dude was up there looking for him. Corrupt was up there to perform. Game invited Corrupt. We sat in VIP with DJ Quick the whole time. Play a little game of put that on your hood. Let's play a little game of put that on your hood. Is Wack 100 going to play put that on your hood with Lil Draws, Tiny Draws, excuse me. Didn't want to call him Big Draws. Although there may be a relationship there, obviously. K-Boy is your dude. Salute to K-Boy. Appreciate you for tapping in. Tell K-Boy to come holler at me if you could. Tell him to come holler at me. I'd love to do an interview with him. Everybody make sure you go run up those numbers for the beautiful Bella K and Kenza's new video right for you. That's right. Go tap in with some New York talent, y'all. Let's put the next New York female on. Bella K. She's doing her thing. She's an official lobby girl too. So everybody on there that drops a comment, whoever drops a comment on Bella K's new joint, and actually sends it to me on Instagram, tag me in the story, I'm going to repost your story and follow you back. And we're about to get into Ross shit. We're about to get into that Ricky Rose shit, you heard? We're about to get into it because this diss came out the blue. But right now, we got to get into Wack 100 responding to what Tiny Draws said, y'all. Wack said, that's my vehicle. He was talking about the Dodge, the Hellcat. That's my vehicle. I'm surrounded by 20 people. Listen, of course they're recording, but they won't put the recording out. Listen, see, you just woke up for you to take a picture. You just walk up for you to take a picture. Y'all recording. Put the recording out. I want you to. Wack 100 wants them to put the recording out, you guys. Wack 100 doesn't really feel like they have anything on him outside of the venue. Yeah, you got 3 cops there. You got whatever amount of people that are there. I don't think they're going to do that at that point in time. It's already gone too far, in my opinion. That's why that altercation didn't go any further. I don't really think all that much was going on outside of the venue, to be honest with you. It seems like most of the stuff happened inside. And if we haven't seen footage of what happened inside already, it doesn't seem like we're going to see it. If there was footage of Wack 100 looking awkward and running off the stage, it would be on the internet. Maybe it's been removed. I've been hearing a lot of things about YouTube videos getting flagged as well, which I wanted to bring up yesterday, but you know, sometimes you don't get every single thought in on every podcast. I hope you guys are enjoying the Mikey T, the Movie Star podcast, the hottest new podcast in the hip hop scene, y'all. What's popping with you, Poppy? What's good, brother? Highs for the lows. We're going to be going over all that shit tonight. That is the next topic. So Wack 100 is like, don't put a picture up of me standing outside my car. We was stood off for about 4 minutes. It was 4 minutes at least, if not a little bit longer. Put it out. Wack was like, I was dealing with big draws, so I don't know what he's talking about. There was about 5 of them named draws. Wack is saying. So this is all I'm saying, Wack goes, put it out there, y'all. Put it out there, y'all. It's a reason they don't want to put it out. Some people are saying, like Brick Baby, that his footage got compromised when he was calling somebody. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different talk going out. Some people's footage is getting flagged. It's looking like on the internet. So you can always talk a really big game when the footage isn't out there. You know what I mean? I imagine if Hassan Campbell had said for weeks, oh, I've got audio of Wack 100 saying he's squeezing Gillie the Kid, saying he's squeezing Nori, saying that he's got Adam 22 in his back pocket. I bet you Wack 100 would have denied it and been like, those are the things I did talk about with Hassan Campbell, but he's not going to be able to prove it. He's not going to be able to prove it that I actually did all that. So that's the factor of it all. Wack 100 will deny it till the very end and then address it when he needs to. And if he's just going to turn it into a beef anyways, that's what he'll do. As we saw what has now happened with Jay Prince. The fact that Hassan says the fact that audio was going to come out of him dissing Jay Prince, Wack 100 pushed that beef closer. He pushed it up a little bit soon. You know what I mean? It's like it was scheduled for maybe November or December of this year, but he pushed it up to July. You know what I mean? He pushed it up to July. Andy says Wack probably already bought the footage and tied it up with an NDA. Yep, a non-disclosure agreement. That could happen as well, man. And then you can talk all the shit in the world that you want about it, right? So Wack is like, I was dealing with big draws, so I don't know what he's talking about. There's about 5 of them. And this is all I'm saying. Put it out. You know what I mean? Put it out. And exactly from what my guy was saying in NDA, if they put out this footage, they could potentially get sued. If there's an NDA involved, anything like that, maybe even not with an NDA. There's got to be some reason that the footage is being withheld. Or we got to look at it from both sides of the fence, you guys. Or the footage doesn't exist like that. These guys, Tiny Draws is saying they're not walking around with their camera out. They're not like this generation. This is not this generation. Like Brick Baby said, there are 60-year-old 60s out there waiting for Wack. These aren't dudes that are working an iPhone talking about, oh, swipe it over and take a video. Doesn't work like that, man. Some people are real out here where they don't document every second of their life. You know what I mean? There's some of us out here who are still real that don't document every second of our life, you guys. I didn't even have an Instagram until the day I left Miami. One of my boys said to me, yo, you're wild, bro. You just made an Instagram the day before you leave Miami. And you know I went crazy on there. Smiley says, no footage, no proof. And that means you can say whatever you want about the incident. So Wack is like, why do they keep talking about the stairs? You know what I mean? Why do they keep talking about what about the stairs? You came to the building. This is Wack. You came to the building and went up the stairs. Dude is confused. I seen him one time on the stairs when he came in. But one thing he's seen was a whole hallway full of red. Tiny Draws didn't deny that, you guys, if you remember. Tiny Draws said he's seen everybody from Wack's set there. He's seen them all, whether they're Wack set, another set, whatever. Hallway through a red. Verified by Tiny Draws. Verified by Wack 100. We are getting somewhere with this story now, you guys. One of the two are going to crack, though, and their story is going to come unhinged. So we know you only saw Tiny Draws once. We know that. That's completely obvious. You saw him coming up the stairs. After that, you went back to the stage. And what's up with these guys making fun of people's names? What's up with these guys making fun of the whole Draws name? What kind of stupid stuff is that? You know, it's going to be really funny when someone named Tiny Draws gets over on you. That's what's going to be that's going to be the real crazy part. You know, I don't know talking about, I don't know a Tiny Draws, but I know a Big Draws. Maybe they're related. Maybe they're related. Did that ever dawn on you? Did that ever dawn on you? Tiny Draws, Big Draws. So Wack is like, that's what he did. He said he took his ass right up the staircase. And when you get out the elevator, you at the hallway. It's my event. It's my shit. They come in and I lock eyes with him and all of them. One of them shakes my hand and they go up the stairs and I'm trying to see. And I'm trying. And it would have been a bloodbath. So Wack says if they would have did something there in front of all of his people, it would have been a bloodbath. But also another fact, you guys, Wack also said that one of the people from their group shook his hand. One of the people that walked in, possibly one of Corrupt's entourage members, shook Wack 100's hand. Maybe it was even Corrupt. You know what I mean? But that's what I was talking about earlier. Just the fact that you are cool with one member of the entourage, if that doesn't matter. When the group moves on you, just be cool. Just because you're cool with Young Buck, if 50 doesn't like you, if Yayo doesn't like you, G-Unit is running over you. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to mess with some of the members of the group, all the members of the group are going to ride over you, man. What happened at the Vibe Awards? What happened at the Vibe Awards, you guys? Suge Knight was there. 50 Cent was there. What did Suge Knight do? Suge Knight called over Young Buck. Yo, Buck, man, it's great to see you doing all these things since I flew you out with Juvie. But then Juvie left and I canceled your hotel rooms and you was out there looking crazy at the Best Western or whatever hotel it was. What happened after that, you guys? What happened directly after Suge Knight and Young Buck had words? Young Buck attacked one of Suge Knight's associates that went after Dr. Dre. That shows you right there how loyalty moves. So let's be real about that shit. What's up, everybody tapping in? All super chat questions, statements will be answered, just so y'all know. Let's see. You know what I mean? But in all honesty, like if the whole hallway was full of red, like why did they let him walk through and follow you to the garage? You know what I mean? If the whole hallway was red, are you capping again? Is this cap Wack? If the whole hallway was red, why did you have to run back to security to go get in with all the rappers to get into pub safety? You know what I mean? Why do you got the police walking around with Kanye West? Why are you talking to the police if you're comfortable? Seems to me like you weren't all that comfortable. Dude's talking to the police. Dude's walking Kanye in, whether it was Kanye's elaborate security or the fact that it was a police escort. You know, there's a lot of rocks that are being left unturned in this whole thing, man. And I think that's good because it leaves a lot of to be helped in your factor, Wack. You know, when less of the story's known, when you can combine both of the stories and then one video gets out of you sort of looking like you're doing just fine. You look like you're doing just fine in the garage. So Wack is like, this dude is burnt out. And then he say that shit happened in the garage. Was you down there or wasn't you? Was you down there or wasn't you down there? Which one was it? And then he's going to tell me who gave me the heads up. Well, there's no sense in even talking to you. Somebody gave me the heads up because I wouldn't have known dudes was plotting in the garage. Somebody gave me the heads up, or else I wouldn't have known dudes were plotting in the garage. So Wack 100 got the word. Wack 100 got the word about the setup. He got the he had to get the word about this one. Like, Wack should have known. He should have known. You had to get the word that they were in the garage. Wack should have known that they were in the garage. It is the known spot. Everybody knows you're going to get caught lacking in the garage. You know what I'm saying? It's the best spot. It's a given. You know what I mean? It's called lurking, not a heads up. It's called lurking. Creeping in the cut. You know, that's not what we call a heads up. Dudes is waiting outside the club. Dudes is waiting outside the VIP. All these different scenarios, man. Wack is like, if you can't do the math, then you're a bozo. Shit. This is the thing. The only people involved is the people that was there. Put the footage out. Provide the paperwork. This dude is crazy. He's talking about, I told on a dude that told on 8 of us. He shouldn't have did that. Wack is like, I never ran off stage. This is what you've got to understand about the artists. Lil Wayne, Kanye West, they don't come to hang out with us. They pull up. They say, Wack, we coming in. Wack, we coming in to get on the stage, and we coming out. So you get them on the stage, and you take them back to their car. So if he's misinterpreting a dude getting an artist back to his vehicle, my question is like, why do you care about taking Kanye West back to his car? What are you talking about? Why are you talking about escorting someone to their car? This is where the squeeze comes in, right, guys? This is where the squeeze comes in. I want to bring you back to the car to make you feel like you're safe. I care about your safety. By the way, my name is Wack 100. It's nice to squeeze you. What do you care? Mind your own neck. You got your own shit going on. To be walking around, I think this is the point I wanted to make earlier. You want to be walking around with Kanye West, putting Ye in jeopardy? I'm talking about Yeezy Supply. You want to put Yeezy Supply in jeopardy? Kanye West is busy making Walmarts, and you got him talking about bullshit deals with Jay Prince that shouldn't even really need his attention, other than to be like, yo, Kanye, we need a little narration. Kanye, can you do the performance? Kanye, can you do a sure. Not some crazy ass text messages back and forth with Wack 100 about, Wack, you really need to speak to that woman and get her to realize what we're going through right now. Kanye doesn't have time for all that shit. Maybe Wack 100 has time to skip and skedaddle from the car to the street outside the event. People get paid for that shit, man. And that's the whole reason that you put yourself in jeopardy, wanting to walk dudes to and from their car to make yourself feel like you're that important. You're not Puff. You're not Puff, Wack. You're not Suge. When you get to a spot in the club, you kind of got to act like me. When you get to your spot in the club, you need to sit there, pop your bottle, stay in your lane, stay in your element. You are a manager of an artist. Why are you trying to manage every other artist? The game is in the middle of the performance of his life. Nobody has cared about a game performance in 10 years. Now the game pops back up with Kanye West and Lil Wayne performing with him, and you take away all the attention. You couldn't help yourself. You couldn't help yourself, but take the attention away from the game once again. Once again. You know what I mean? So Wack is like, my name is Wack 100. It's nice to squeeze you. Miss Lil Wayne with that shit. Miss Kanye West with that shit. Miss True Car with that shit, please. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to get Kanye West to his car? You can't even get to your own car. You're going to get Lil Wayne to his Sprinter van when you can't even walk around comfortably yourself? Are you kidding me? You don't need to walk him there like you're his pops, like you was there when he recorded Wouldn't Get Far. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to walk him to the van, walk him to the car, walk him to his team like you're his daddy. Man, you know what I mean? This is the chance to apologize, right? This is a good chance for Wack 100 to apologize to Ye about all that Jay Prince bullshit. You know what I mean? So Wack is like, I don't care, man. Any of those rolling 60s could see me out here. I don't care. I'm apologizing to Kanye West. I need to get him to sign off on the paperwork that Easy is confirmed for Drillmatic. Wack is a weirdo, man. He thinks we don't see that. Like, as fans, as, critics, as, viewers, he thinks that we don't see what's going on. He thinks that we don't see the way he moves. Why are you concerned with people that have security on top of security? You know what I mean? Kanye West, Lil Wayne, these guys have security on top of security. What are you worried about Larry Hoover's mother for? You know what I mean? Like, what the? Why is your name in shit it doesn't belong in all the time? It's not just this time. It's not just once. It's literally every day. You know what I mean? But Wack went on. He wasn't done. That's on your that's on your slow ass. Them dudes don't hang out with us backstage. So he's talking about how the artists come and go. They don't hang out with us backstage. It's simply a favor. Lil Wayne sat in his Sprinter an hour and 15 minutes. He had a full-blown dressing room with everything in it. They are not going to do that. So let me get this. Lil Wayne gets invited out to an event. He has a dressing room with all the accommodations. He has a dressing room with all these accommodations for a reason. You know what I mean? I can see it now. Lil Wayne is staying in his Sprinter van because Wack 100, never mind protecting Lil Wayne, Wack 100 can't even protect himself. Never mind this guy protecting Lil Wayne. I think it's the opposite. I feel like Lil Wayne probably feels like with a Wack 100, it's not a safe environment. He's like bringing him. He's probably like, I'm better off chilling by myself. I'm better off chilling by myself than being seen with Wack 100 or being in the same environment. I don't want to be seen with this guy. The most hated man in the industry. Them storytelling days is over. He really loves his baby Suge persona, right? So what if Lil Wayne did hit you up? You know what I mean? He's chilling in his Sprinter. You're in your Dodge, allegedly. You're his little cadet. Everyone that works with the game, you pretty much work for. From the way you're making it sound. From the way you're walking everybody in and out. So Wack is basically breaking down how Lil Wayne, Kanye West had him come out and get him. Wack is like, yo, Wack, when the song come on before mine's, come get me. They go on the stage. They do their thing. They're out. And I'm going to tell you that why they're out. Because they know what might happen. Why is that? Why do they know what might happen? Why is that? Why are you going to go get Kanye West? You're not his manager. Are you squeezing Kanye? We all see it. Why is it that you're concerned about how a rapper gets to their car? All of a sudden, it's, I care now. All of a sudden, he's like, I care now. We've heard about what he's done in the past. I care now. I care about my fellow artists. Nah, baby Suge. Nah, baby Suge. Nobody is shook of you. I'm leaving. I performed already. What am I going to chill here for? Right? That's what the artists are thinking. So I can call myself a gangsta. You know what I mean? Like they're saying Lil Wayne like needed to stand out there by his tour bus to make himself look like more of a real dude or something like that. No. Yes, they're out. They don't want to be around it. They're coming in there. They're doing the shit real quick. And that's not how it would have been at other shows. I'm going to say that. You got all those accommodations for a reason. You go into the room that they provide for you. I've been to many shows like that. I've been to Dipset shows. I've been to G Unit shows. I've been to state property shows. I've been behind the scenes of the shows. I've been to Yo Gotti shows. I've been to Young Dolph shows. Rest in peace. I've been to all these shows, you guys. When an artist gets accommodations, there's a reason they say have 3 bottles of Ciroc and have 27 bags of jelly beans and M&Ms in my room, because they want those accommodations and they go there and they enjoy them prior to the show. So to hear this type of way that they do it, yeah, that shows me how much respect these guys really have for you. They're like, man, they want us to do this shit for the game. The game is legitimately 10, 12 years past its prime. What was Lil Wayne featured on? The game's second album, for crying out loud? 2006? Might have been the next one. So he said the dude was parked in Figueroa outside the door. Kanye West. Congrats to Kanye West. I mean, one time I picked up French Montana from the airport. We got an interview in too. You know, when he's done, I'm like, you want to post up with Game for a second? So Wack actually asked Kanye, I guess, if he wanted to post up with Game for the second. And Kanye was like, nah, Wack, I'm ready to go. All right, let's go. Now, if you talking that as we running, now if you taking that as though we running, I guess I was running when I went to go get him, because I'm going to go take him to the car and come back. Whatever, man. Wack was asked if he returned. Wack said, I definitely returned, but that's when the parking lot shit happened. I returned. That's when the parking lot shit happened. You know what I mean? So coming back from walking Kanye out and then the shit happened. So you left, basically. You walked Kanye out. You came back. You got beat. Then you left. Ultimately, you didn't stay at the event that you yourself put together. Wack is like, this is what I'm confused about. First, I'm beat up. They mollywopped me. Then I seen a picture where they photoshopped me, bruised noses. Then they go and tell Chuck we beat his head up and not his face. I'm confused. Get your story right. It wasn't that serious. I don't know why Wack 100 is trying to tell the general public about the memes that were made about him. Obviously, we all know a meme on the internet where somebody has bruises under their eyes, bruises on their cheeks, busted up nose. Obviously, we know that is fake. Like I said, Wack 100 is mistaking our intelligence right now. He's really making us feel like, he's really making me feel like he thinks he can get one over on me. It's like, and I don't think he's getting one over on any of us. Tiny Draws put it on blast. This man is trying to combine 2 stories. Let's focus on the story when you got jabbed, when you got stalled on 3 times. We're not talking about when you were hiding in between the police, your Hellcat, and however many people were on the other side of you. That's not the story we're talking about. I'm sorry, I don't give a damn about a story where the police protected you. I don't care about that Skinny from the 9 story when you're walking away gradually with the police and you're waving at your haters. Miss me with that story. When you're talking to the police about, yo, what's the best way to get out of here when I first get out of here, trying to make it look cool. Right? Why is Wack asking Kanye that? Kanye knows how to get in touch with the game without Wack. Exactly, man. It's got to be because he wants to get involved in the situation. You know what I mean? It's got to be because he wants to get something out of the situation. Like I said, he wants to actually apologize to Ye maybe about the Jay Prince situation. Maybe that. Alan says Tiny Draws was on his ass. Iceberg said he's combining the stories. I think he is writing a book. Quite possibly, man. You know what I mean? But like he's saying here, you know, it's not too far-fetched to me. It's not so far-fetched. What if it was headshots, body shots? Why are you showing your face? Why are you, yo, my lips are good. Nobody busted my lip. bro, we can see your lip. We can see your nose. You don't really need to put the camera right in front of your face for us to see that your shit is good. You know what I mean? How about you let us know if they got some rib action in on you? How about you let us know if they got some body shots in, man? Do you know what I'm saying? You can still get messed up, but look all right. Wack 100, this just goes to show that people are going to go for this. They said we stomped you. We didn't say nothing about face shots. Nobody said knocked out, this and that. But they want to go to the term knocked out real quick because that's what they want to see, y'all. But let's get into it, man. 5/5, Wack is trying to mislead the youth, mislead the narratives, mislead the stories. And like I said, man, it's not like this just comes up out of the blue. This is literally every single day, you guys. And now look what he did. He took all the shine away from the game. Nobody even gives a damn that the game was performing with Kanye West and Lil Wayne anymore. But anyways, let's talk about it. Gillie the Kid versus Rick Ross, you guys. Ricky Rose and Gillie the Kid going at it. Pretty interesting. I did not think this would happen because a few years ago, Gillie the Kid took a picture with Rick Ross. You know what I mean? Before $1 million worth of game really got popping like that. So they took a picture. They stood by one another. You know what I mean? They stood and Gillie posted it up. Gillie ended up posting that same picture a few years later, joking about it, talking about how people act when they meet major celebrities, talking about, oh, me and Rick Ross is getting it cooking in the lab, this, that, and the third. But Gillie had gotten a little bit more popular once he said that, and Rick Ross actually acknowledged it. So I was really thinking Rick Ross and Gillie were cool, you guys. In all honesty, I thought those guys were cool. So Gillie said this in his interview with Southside, actually, you guys. He did an interview with Southside, like I said, one of the most well-known producers from the new age. Gillie and Wallow really focus on the new age rappers. This is why I think they don't have a problem with dissing Rick Ross so much. You know what I mean? Especially with Wallow's past circumstance as well. That's why I don't think they have a problem with dissing Ross, because of the fact that he's an older artist. I would have thought they would have liked to have had Rick Ross on the $1 million worth of game show, though, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Seems like they would rather focus on younger talent. So Gillie and Wallow came together. Wallow also spoke on his stories from the cell, but I didn't really know that Gillie felt a way about Rick Ross over Wallow's past, especially when it was confirmed by Ross himself that he was a CEO. But like I said, that took a little bit of time. That honestly took a little bit of time, you guys. It really took a little bit of time before Rick Ross acknowledged that, before he admitted it. Why did it take a little bit of time? Because if Rick Ross admitted it at that point in time, it really could have been over for him. Rick Ross did not admit he was a CEO until his career was solidified. Let me light up. Rick Ross would not admit that he was a CEO until his career was solidified, you guys. At the beginning, Deeper Than Rap, he couldn't let the cat out of the bag. But once he came out with God Forgives I Don't, selling over 200,000 records first week, biggest sales of his career. A little bit after that, Ross was okay with admitting it. Ross knew he had made it to another level. We're going to be talking about Meek Mills and Rick Ross pretty soon. I need everybody to make sure you guys join me tonight at 10:30. Make sure you guys tap into my live tonight at 10:30, you guys. I'm going to be going live once again to talk about Conway and Funk Flex. That's right. Conway called out Funk Flex. Funk Flex responded. Whole bunch of shit. Benny the Butcher got somebody, fired somebody from BSF. We got a lot to talk about tonight, you guys. But I wanted to do a live show this afternoon because Gillie went in on Rick Ross Gillie went in on Rick Ross, and it was unexpected, I got to say. Everybody in here, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you never miss my live videos, y'all. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss my live video later tonight. So, we're just getting into the Gillie the Kid topic. So, Gillie's like, Gillie asked Southside who he wanted to work with. Southside's like, I F with the young dudes because I work with the big names. Gillie's like, for me, this is how I would look at it. If I was a producer, yeah, I'm already on. I'm going to F with the big name dudes, of course, but I'm trying to be responsible for the next dude. I'm trying to be responsible for this next dude because the reality of it is the older dudes, this is just the reality. You're not going to be around for much longer. Gillie's bringing up the shelf life of an artist. I mean, look at 50 Cent's career. Look at Ja Rule's career. You know what I mean? You get a string of albums. Maybe I would have to say it would have to be 4 to 6, the average. Because you look at T.I., you look at Ludacris, you know what I mean? You look at Fat Joe. You got to average in all these albums. Memphis Bleek, Beanie Siegel, Jay-Z has a ton of albums. You know what I mean? You got to average in all these albums. Banks going on his 5th album now, I want to say, right? With his new joint, the sequel. Gillie's like, you're not going to be around that much longer. I didn't really know where he was going at this point. I don't think Wallow or Southside knew where Gillie was going at this point, but Gillie obviously has been having an issue with Rick Ross since Rick Ross actually commented on that whole incident. I want to first off go over what Rick Ross said, or not Rick Ross, but what Gillie the Kid messaged to academics. Gillie said, this ain't no sneak diss. I'm talking to Ross. He should have never been in Mac Main comments calling me a fraud. Rick Ross called Gillie the Kid a fraud. Rick Ross called Gillie the Kid a fraud. What did Gillie lie about for so many years? What did Gillie ever lie about in the music industry? Somebody in the chat, let me know what Gillie lied about. Let me know what chain. Let me know what chain Lil Wayne was wearing. That looked like the Major Figures chain to me. Before Rick Ross ever had a chain, Gillie the Kid had Lil Wayne in his chain. When Rick Ross was up writing records, in the F room of the studio, Gillie the Kid was sitting in a studio with Birdman and Kanye West. I'm just being real. There's levels to this shit, man. There's levels to this shit. Bringing up old history, talking about Gillie's a fraud. You took a picture with Gillie. Is Gillie a fraud because he doesn't have the old heads? Is Gil a fraud because he doesn't have the old heads come up on $1 million worth of game? Is Gil a fraud because the artist that you signed from his city outshines you? That's right. Meek Mill outshines you. But that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to sign somebody that goes on to become bigger than you and not become jealous of that. You're supposed to use your connections rather than jump on Mac Main's page. And all respect to Mac Main, but jumping on Mac Main's page and calling the man a fraud, involving yourself in something that had nothing to do with you. Just like you did with Lil Wayne and Birdman. To sell your album, I think, Ross. And come on the channel, Ross. Come on the channel, Ross, for somebody who went the distance for you. Somebody who took on all of G Unit for Rick Ross. But does Ross remember that when he's out watching NASCAR? Huh. Oh, the car went around the lot again. Does Ross remember that when he's out stopping by Wingstop? That I put my career on the line by aligning myself with Bangum Smurf and alienating myself from New York when this is where I come from? Does he remember that when Gunplay is sitting in an apartment that costs $1,200 a month? Let's be real about shit. Gunplay expecting Feed the Wolves to run up on Tony Yayo when Rick Ross ain't giving nobody no bread. But they expect us to run up on Tony Yayo. They expect us to run up on Yayo, but they ain't giving nobody bread. There's levels to this shit, man. Dudes is fake signing artists every day. That's why I'm going to get into it later tonight. Later tonight, we're going over some more things, man. But dudes is fake signing artists every day. Yo, come and work with me. If it works out, it works out. If it works out, nah, bro, I need some paper. I'm in New York getting some paper. I'm in Philly getting some paper. Records are getting spinned. I don't know about Triller, but records is getting spinned. And Ross, you can take it for what it is, and you can come and speak to me face to face. You can come speak to me, Ross, because we spoke before. We spoke before, Ross, and we could speak again. The whole reason MMG is down the drain is because Mikey T, the movie star, isn't there, and that's the freaking facts of it. You had Meek Mill and Wale going, but all the other artists went to the wayside because you didn't have somebody there promoting MMG the right way. You had the video guys, Dre Films and Spiff TV, but they don't know how to promote artists to save their lives. And you let them guys talk you out of working with Mikey T, the movie star? Ain't nothing wrong with thighs. Nothing wrong with thighs. But yeah, no, I'm just keeping it real on that shit. So when Gillie wants to come out and say something about Ross, I'm coming on here and covering it, especially if Ross already put his side out. Ross jumps in Mac Main's comment section, calling Gillie a fraud. Everybody on Boxton knows. And Boxton put some respect on Mikey T's name because I'm the only blogger that mentions you. So he goes on Mac Main's page, comments about Gillie, inserts himself into the Lil Wayne beef, just like he tried to insert himself into the Rick Ross or into the Birdman beef with Lil Wayne and make a song about it for streaming effects. Because the whole world turned to streams in the last few years when Ross started putting out that album. Oh, so what are we going to do? Let's get him talking about how I'm dissing Birdman. I'm going to defend Lil Wayne. I'm going to diss Birdman, right? I'm going to diss Birdman, you guys. Even though we have a whole album together, even though we have 2 albums together, even though I'm running around Miami filming videos with Birdman under the freaking 95 bridge, shutting down traffic on the highway, you guys. I was in Miami when these videos were getting filmed. When Rick Ross was building the blueprint of MMG, pretty much from what Cash Money and G Unit was. Slip and Slide, all those labels. What up, what up, what up? Toledo, what's popping? What's popping with you, Toledo? So, listen. So Gillie was breaking it down how he would work with younger artists. And I actually noticed that with Scott Storch. You know what I mean? Scott Storch was working with a lot of the big name producers or the big name artists that he had made a lot of hits with. You know, he was trying to connect with 50, even though 50's not doing too much music anymore. He was trying to connect with Justin Timberlake. He was trying to go back to Fat Joe, trying to reconnect with Timbaland, do all these types of things. But when he actually started working with some of the newer artists, he actually started getting some shine working with Jack Harlow, you know what I mean? Working with the Trippie Reds, you know what I mean? Working with a lot of new artists and helping, you know what I mean? Helping bridge the gap so the new generation could know about Scott Storch. You know what I mean? Because it's a whole new generation out there. 2005, 2006, Storch's name was everywhere. You know what I mean? His name was everywhere, but it's a new generation. And now that he's actually made strides and working with the new talent, it shows you. So I can go with Gillie and Southside on this. You know what I mean? You always got to be working with those new, fresh talent. If you're going to stay working with Young Thug, Future, and the Migos, you might have never got the opportunity to work with a Lil Baby. You know, if you just want to try and shit on the new talent that come up, you really got to take an opportunity, man. So Gillie went on. It's just the evolution as decades go by. New youngins who was 10, they're 20 now. I see what Gillie's saying, man, because I thought about this years ago. They're 20 now. They don't want to hear you. When they hear you, they don't want to hear you. They want to hear the next young, hot dude. Now you're older. Now you're running around, you're doing your venues. You're still packing certain venues, but it's the old dudes in there, man. There's 40-year-old bitches in there, Gillie. He said there's 40-year-olds in there. And I mean, after a while, you know, Rick Ross's shows actually, in his own city even, you know, in Florida, some people were riding Rick Ross for that. Oh, Rick Ross wasn't packing out the house in his own state. It's like, yo, that's Rick Ross's home state. You know, I'm not going to just totally get on Rick Ross's ass. I'm gonna defend it when I know the facts of it. Rick Ross performs a hell of a lot in Miami, in wherever in Florida. So obviously there's going to be less people there at certain times. But I've also been at Rick Ross's shows. Now, granted, this was in 2013, shit like that. I've been at Rick Ross's shows where it was used literally elbow to elbow type shit. You know what I mean? Rick Ross was packing out shows like crazy. I've been to shows that Ross has had overseas as well. You know what I mean? I've been to shows that Ross has had overseas as well. But people really are hard on Rick Ross. You know, pause. People are really hard on Rick Ross because of that. You know, they look at him like a superstar. They look at him like he should be bringing out more than 800 people. You know what I'm saying? So Southside chimed in. I hate when I see a dude that's 52, 53 years old, still out here rapping, still putting albums together. What? And shit like, let that shit go, granddad. Let that shit go, granddad. Go sit that shit down somewhere. What? Wow. Southside is kind of unpredictable in this interview. You know, they asked Southside who he would like to work with, and he pretty much said if he hasn't worked with you at this point, he's good on working with you. You know what I mean? He pretty much said he's good on working with you, which I was like, what? You could not have worked with everybody, man. You could not have worked with everybody. But, you know, sometimes people like to keep the sound. Like if he can keep doing records with if he could do records with Lil Baby, if you do records with Gucci Mane, he'll be going gold, platinum his whole career. Gillie's like, Gillie went off with him. You know what I mean? After Southside is like, you's a granddad. Go sit that shit down somewhere. Gillie is like, you a pop. You can't put out no albums on pop records. Man, you can't do that. Wallow even chimes in. It'd be like your resources. Your resources can be helpful to a young dude to get on. Why not grab 3 to 4 young dudes and plug them if you're out here? Don't nobody really care that you're still on tour. You got a fan base, but it's a lot of young dudes. You can amplify them. So let's touch in on that. Rick Ross had a situation going. He had youngins. He wanted to bring Meek Mill. He wanted to bring Wale. He wanted to bring French Montana. He ended up getting Pill. Out of those, French Montana did a joint venture with Bad Boy. Meek Mill and Wale blew up. Pill ended up leaving the label. So this is when Wallow was locked up, of course. So Rick Ross has really done this. I don't really even think at this point in time, Southside and Wallow knew that Gillie was actually referring to Rick Ross. You know what I mean? I really don't believe they did. So Rick Ross actually put those artists on. He tried to have a next generation of MMG. And Ross, you ever see this? I mean, this is just one of the things I did for your label back in the day. When he signed his second generation of MMG, the internet got word, Fat Trell, the next new MMG rapper. He signed Fat Trell, he signed Beat Billionaire, he signed Tracy T. I did a blog with Tracy T. We put it on Hip Hop DX. Hip Hop DX did a report. Rick Ross signs Fat Trell, and Rick Ross signs Tracy T. So now all the blogs started to get that information because I put it out there. Otherwise, nobody even would have known who was signed to this man's label. You know what I mean? Otherwise, nobody would even have known who was signed to this man's label. That's why I say when he's working with guys that are just videographers, dudes who are just directing videos, sure, they can come up with great treatments, but I have great ideas for rap music. I have great ideas for music in general in ways that careers pan out. And that's what Rick Ross failed to bring onto the label. Of course, I was dealing with some of the guys who were working over there, vice presidents and all that, but they didn't want to put a young hustler like myself on. They didn't want to see me take over the game. You know what I mean? They didn't want to see me take over the game, but now they're going to have to watch from the background. You know what I mean? And we're going to see how they act now. When I get up and I'm speaking, you know, y'all are going to see what happens when we're on some real industry shit and how I'm taking off on these dudes, man. Y'all are going to see it and you're going to be like, damn, Mikey T didn't change. Maybe he upgraded from the Tommy Hilfiger, but Mikey T didn't change. You'd be like, crazy, man. Stolly, I know all about Stolly's career, Deanie. You know what I'm saying? I actually did an interview with Stolly. He was one of the next waves of MMG as well. When I interviewed Stolly, I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I want to try to get you on a similar level when it comes to the audience knowing you as Meek Mill and Wale. That was the ultimate goal of Stolly being brought over to MMG. It was a different wave of music, from the club to the love music to the backpack music with Stolly. The only thing was, when I did an interview with Stolly, it was over the phone. Stolly was smart, though, because he impressed the world. Stolly impressed the world, and he actually did a tour. Stolly put together a tour for MMG. Even though some of the shows, not a lot of people showed up, the fact of the matter is he set up like a 30-day tour, and it must have impressed Ross like crazy. They didn't part ways until just a few years ago. So Wallow is like basically saying that you're supposed to use your resources. I kind of want to explain that Rick Ross really did try to do that. I'm not just on here shitting on Rick Ross. You know what I mean? It's not what I do. I put out the facts on both ends. Southside is like, this is why I respect y'all. Y'all come from the streets. Most of the old dudes is scared of us. They really terrified, especially when they meet a young dude that's live. We would really F with dudes. Just stop being so scared. And this is where the Rick Ross disses start to come in from Gillie. Gillie's like, stop trying to compete with the young dudes and eat with the young dudes. You want to be 52 and you got the same Dior jacket and the big sneaks on? Sit your old ass down. Your body is not even built the same way. You look crazy in that shit. That shit don't fit you the same way. You got the skinny jeans on. You look like a bag of ice banged up against a tree. You look like a bag of ice banged up against a tree. Old head, chill out. Sit your old ass down somewhere. Gillie was really going in at this point, talking about, I was just thinking about how when you would get the ice and you would bang it up against the tree, just like, what? This dude's talking about you're wearing the Dior jacket with the big sneaks. The Dior jacket is fitting crooked. Gillie went on. So you all in there, you got the same shit on as them. Old head got on the same shit as the young dude. You know what I'm saying? We've seen a couple of them out there. I'm not going to call out any names. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to call out any names. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Deanie. I really do appreciate that. Everybody share this video with one person. Everybody hit that like button as well. What's going on here? Oh, shit. I got it. Damn. Come on, man. What do I got all those extra pages open for? You know how that shit goes. That's my second computer, though, you guys. So Gillie went on. Gillie went on, you guys. Gillie is uncensored on his show. I would have never thought he would bring up the Rick Ross correctional officer shit, you guys. I seriously would have never thought that. And I need y'all to hit that link that I got pinned right now. Bella K, the next big thing, official lobby girl. Go show Bella K from New York City some love. Let's blow up another female artist from New York City, you guys. Let's blow up a female artist from New York City. She's Bella K, y'all. Go tap in with her. Let's show Mano and Jim Jones that we can rock with them. Let's show Mano and Jim Jones that they done found somebody in the industry that got a lot of potential. Official Lobby Girl. She's on the Official Lobby Boys album. Go check out Bella K. She'd be saying it's the Lobby Boys for me, just like the old MMG type of tag. You know what I'm saying? But this is the Lobby Boys. You know what I mean? Is that everybody? That's that shit that everyone can relate with. Kind of like the hottest music out right now, Slide and all that. You know what I mean? Jim Jones and Mano found a way to connect with the audience of today. That's one thing I really respect about the longevity of both of their careers. So, whoa. It's not all Gillie's got, man. That's not all Gillie's got. Gillie went on. So you all in there, you got the same shit on as them. They all slim and trim, fly. Their shit is fitting right. Your shit is sitting all wrong. The Dior jacket fitting crooked because your shoulders ain't right. They don't sit the same way no more, you know? You're trying to compete with these dudes. Go sit your old ass down. I'm going to give you old dudes some game. When you stop hearing the roar of the crowd, stop becoming nut-ass dudes on social media when you don't hear the roar of the crowd. Dog, you had your turn. The shit is over with. You're old now. Oh my God, Gillie just went in right there. You had your turn. You had your turn. Rick Ross doesn't want to give up his turn, man. Are you kidding me? Rick Ross is still living this hip-hop shit. Rick Ross doesn't want to give it up. That's why he's releasing more albums. Clothing sitting wrong. Yup. Exactly, B-Lo. See, Gillie had another angle to go with, man. He's not just going to go with that one angle that everyone expects you to go with, the CO shit. We haven't even gotten to that yet. You know what I mean? Gillie's not just going to go with one angle. And I think we know there's a whole lot more. There's a whole lot more that Gillie the Kid could do if this really goes anywhere. You know what I mean? Gillie will just start pulling shit apart. You thought I was going in? You thought I was going in? You thought I was going in? Don't make me send these notes to Gillie. Don't make me send these notes to Gillie. Gil, I'm about to give you some ammunition, big bro. I rock with Gil even if it's not official. You know what I'm saying? I rock with Gillie the Kid even if it's not official, like paperwork, contract, $1 million worth of game chain, any of that shit. You're going to see me rocking with Gillie the Kid. My loyalty is unconditional, man, until dudes betray me, until dudes stab me in the back, until dudes push me off the ledge. I ain't going to sit around and get used by nobody. I walked away from some of the biggest cliques in hip-hop. I'm not going to compromise myself. When I see something's not working, because it's not about not working out, because I'm going to work hard as hell to make sure shit works out. But when I see shit's not really being compensated in the right way, I'm going to step away from that shit because I know what I bring to the game. So y'all just know I've walked away from some of the biggest situations. I've walked away from some of the biggest labels. Some of the biggest labels came back to me. Mikey T, take us back. Mikey T, go back to the old way. Put $1 million in my account and we'll go right back to the old way. But you know it's 2022 now, so it's not $1 million no more. It's 6 million. Gillie's like, dog, you had your turn. That shit is over with. That shit is over with. You're old now? Invest in real estate or something. Do something else. That's why we is who we is. Because we embrace the young dudes. Listen to Gillie, man. We embrace the young dudes. While all the rest of the old dudes is running around hating on the young dudes. Why would we not make our show about the people who own tomorrow? Wow, that was really well put from Gillie. Why would we not make our show about the people who own tomorrow? You know, I don't think that Wallow or Southside knew that Gillie was talking about Rick Ross at this point. You know what I mean? Gillie's like, these old dudes, they be out here. These old dudes be out here, 46 years old, showing watches. Sorry, I was about to have my homie bringing my watch. I was about to bring in the watch. I wanted him to come in and disturb my live, though. I was about to have my homie get the watch out of the case. But yeah, it's another story, man. So these old dudes be here. They're 46 years old showing watches. Dudes be in the video. Did you just show a watch? You're 46 years old. See, I'm in my 30s. I'm in my 30s. I can still show off the watch. You know what I mean? Yo, we flossing and shit like that. You know what I mean? But I see what he's saying. Gil's on some Jay-Z shit right here. You're 45 years old doing the money phone? You really think you're getting reception? You calling somebody? What, do you not want to pay the long distance bill, so you're going to pretend you're calling somebody? I get it. Bring in the watch. Wait till I get the new spot, you guys. Wait till I get the new crib, you guys. Then y'all are gonna be all over the crib with it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are gonna be all over the spot with it when I get the actual secondary crib. You know what I mean? When I get the man cave, I guess you could say, I guess you wouldn't call it a man cave. That's not gonna be the man cave. I'm still gonna have my man cave at my main residence. When I get the official office, when I get the official media home. It's going to be crazy the way I'm going to be doing shit then at that point. But let me get back to it here. I got a lot of plans. I got a lot of goals. Gillie's like, these dudes be out here 46 years old showing watches. Dudes be in the video. Did you just show a watch? You're 46 years old. But I mean, shit, Dr. Dre gave Rick Ross a watch. It was a huge video. He gave him one of the Hue Bolt. You know what I'm saying? I'm right, you guys? He gave him the Hue Bolt and shit like that. Yo, it's a Breitling, actually, bro. I was going to have him bring in the Breitling, actually. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going to have him bring in the Rolly. You know, I was going to have him bring in the Breitling. But so Dr. Dre actually gave Rick Ross a watch. You know what I mean? So, like, in all honesty, man, like, who's not going to floss some shit like that? Ross has multiple watches. Ross made it a little bit later in his life, just to be real with you guys. You know what I mean? Ross made it a little bit later in his career to the point where, you know, he was older. You know, he didn't make it in his early 20s, you know, to the point where he was flexing like all these young boys are. Ross was a little bit older when he made it, you guys. You've been telling us you had money for 25 years. About half of that, for sure. No. Nope. Ross has been getting it certainly since about 05. You know what I mean? Maybe I was a little bit late on the whole Ross thing because I came in around 2011 and shit like that. Maybe I was a little bit late or whatever. I came in around 2010, 2009 actually. But so Gillie's like, you've been telling us you had money for 25 years. We know you have money. sit your goofy ass down. Don't ever comment on no shit that has to do with me. Gillie was upset about that comment on the Lil Wayne post that Mac Main had made. Gillie's like, they still think the roar. Gillie's like, don't ever comment on no shit. You know, when you see me, I'm the same. What the F is wrong with you? Shit is getting rough. We appreciate you coming through, though. But don't let me see you buying no cows. Southside's like, my dude was trying to get me to buy cows. $800, really feeds the whole tribe. Gillie's like, that's different. Let me tell you, when you hear the roar of the crowd, he's the same dude. That roar of the crowd is vicious. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. We see everything. So when you dudes try to comment on shit and think someone doesn't see it, I see it. Huh? You don't want to hear that shit no more, huh? And it's just like that. Now, Gillie also said they still think the roar is going to come back. So they be on social media doing dumb shit. I just bought a cow. I just copped a cow. What the F would you buy a cow for? Why the hell do you think? Why would you buy a cow? I'm about to put up another poll, you guys. I'm about to put up another poll. Let me get this poll up. Let me get this poll up right here. I'm putting a poll up right now so you can vote in the last one. Perfect. Sorry about that, you guys. I was just posting this poll. Up. My bad for the silence. And in this one, do you agree with Gillie the Kid dissing Rick Ross for being a CEO? 60% of you say yes. 60% of you say yes. DB Chef says, I would buy a cow. I'm about to put this poll up right now. I want to know what you guys have to say. Putting the poll up right now. I want to see what you guys have to say. So, what the F would you buy a cow for? You knew I was going to bake you. I seen you in them comments. Don't ever comment on nothing about me when you used to be a CO. When you used to lock dudes like Wallow in a cell. This doesn't have nothing to do with you. But I'm going to bake your ass. I just bought a cow. F these old dudes. He ain't said it. He ain't said it. He pointed to both Southside. He pointed to Wallow. He ain't said it. He ain't said it. I said it. I mean, guys, what does Rick Ross buying a cow have to do with anything. You know what I mean? Then we got this other guy. And then we got this other guy who bought a bird bath. Who bought a fountain. He tried to buy the fountain of youth in the back of his crib. So we got one guy buys a cow. And then we got this other guy. He buys a bird bath behind his house. You know what I mean? Why did Rick Ross feel the need to include this? What is he even talking about? Is he making a joke out of this? I don't know. I don't know one gangster, you guys. I don't know one gangster that owns a cow. I don't. Pablo Escobar, he had a zoo. Pablo Escobar had a zoo. But you're not him. What's next? What's next? What are you going to do? Hippos? What are you going to do? Some hippos? Some cheetahs? Mimic Pablo? Is that what you're going to do? What are you telling us? What are you even telling us that you bought a cow for? I bought a cow. I understand the whole thing. You buy your mom a house, buy your girl a Birkin. Blue gives Boosie $100,000 for some strange reason. Talked about that yesterday if you want to go check out the live from yesterday. But come on, man. You're Rick Ross. You know, Pablo had the zoo. Maybe I got to get Freeway Rick Ross back on here to ask maybe he had a zoo. Maybe he owned a horse back in the day. Maybe he owned some cows. Maybe he even owned an elephant back in the day or something like that. Guys, I'm not talking about any tax cuts. I'm just talking about some weirdo shit, man. Dudes is out here buying cows, man. Miss me with all the tax breaks. Miss me with all that shit, man. I'm talking about buying cows. You know what I'm saying? What are you telling us you bought a cow for? You know, why are you telling us this, Rick Ross? Let's be honest, man. When was the last time Ross had a record? You know, Curtis lets you live, Rose. 50 took it easy on you. You know what I mean? 50 kind of took it easy on Ross. We all know that. Glizzy says it's a failed attempt at stunting. When stunting goes wrong, stunt negative 101. Bro, mix me with all that weird shit, bro, because you tap into the live video for one day. You tap into the video for one day and you're Dr. Phil in the chat. You know what I mean? Miss me with that shit. New York City was popping. Rose has horses too. Rose actually told me that I was going to have a horse stable. Rick Ross told me, he's like, yo, you're going to have a horse stable, Mikey T. And, you know, the whole thing is like, what are you talking about? I'm going to have a stable with horses. Like, I want to go buy a crib that has a farm outside of it. How are you going to tell a kid that who grew up in low-income housing, who grew up in the projects? My dream is to not have a damn horse stable out back of my crib, bruh. Don't put that on my jacket just because that was your dream, Ross. Just because obviously that was your dream when you told me that, Ross, outside of Circle House. Oh, Mikey T. Shout out Mikey T. He works really hard. He's going to have a whole stable of horses. What? What are you talking about? I'm going to have a whole stable of horses. That's never been one of my dreams, man. That's never been one of my dreams. You know what I mean? But, you know, a lot of people say your dreams change when you get multi-millions like that. You know what I mean? A lot of people say, who knows? Maybe one day I will be filming a YouTube blog out from my horse stable. And I'll be like, guys, it's Mikey T reporting live. I'll be having my arm on the fence. It's Mikey T reporting live from the horse stable today. You know, we've got some hip hop news to talk about live from the horse stable. You're going to get it from the horse's mouth today. Sorry, man. It's just not a kid. It's just not a kid who grew up with nothing's dream. You know what I mean? I'm not sitting around thinking about how I'm going to, put the whole, what's that whole shit called? That whole web, what was that web book? I'm not trying to put together the whole prairie on the farm and all that type of shit, man. I'm trying to make an impact in the game. And that's where Wallow's point actually comes into play. Just like Rick Ross went back in the day and was trying to put on, you know what I mean? Just like when Rick Ross in the back in the day was trying to put on Meek Mill and French and Pill and Wale. Right now, he literally could be using all of his resources, like Wallow said, to help the next upcoming artist. So I got to agree with Wallow when he said that. You know, that shit is mad true. You know, I was just sort of filling in the past, the past elements. We've seen Rick Ross do that before. Right now, it looks like Rick Ross is more interested in actually putting out more albums on his own. What was this last album called, you guys? Richer Than I've Ever Been? What'd you see on MTV Cribs, bro? Can y'all believe that shit that Ross told me I was going to have a horse stable one day? I'm like, that man just told me I was going to have a horse stable. Okay. Give me some of what he's smoking. Put you in horse stable. Put you in like you want to own like a whole zoo. Oh, he was offering me. Damn, I should have took that. If Ross was offering me a dozen horses, I should have took that shit and sold that shit. But yeah, man, I really appreciate everybody tuning into the live. I'm going to be doing another live tonight at 10:30. I need y'all to make sure you guys tune in tonight at 10:30, y'all. If anybody has any open questions, I'll take a couple open questions. I always do that at the end of my live podcast. Really appreciate y'all for tuning into the Mikey T, the Movie Star Show today. I'm going to be doing a live tonight in 3.5 hours. We're going to be talking about Funk Flex. We're going to be talking about Conway. Excuse me. Sorry about that. We're going to be talking about Conway calling out Funk Flex. Funk Flex had quite a bit to say in response to him as well, you guys. So I can't wait to go live tonight. I can't wait to go. Eric, last night I went live at like 5 o'clock. I went live from 5 to 7 the other day. You can check it out on there right now. You can check it out there right now if you want to. It's still up. But I'll be back tonight at 10:30, you guys. So I hope everybody enjoyed this live today, this impromptu live. But I'll see y'all in a few hours, 10:30 p.m.